PlayStation shutting down the PSP store, the PS3 store, and the PS Vita store. Xbox Live being no more. Hades wins the BAFTA Game Awards. All that and more on this edition of the Miikcast Station. Hi guys, this is DPX reporting today the news on the Miikcast Station. Let's get into this. The BAFTA Game Awards just happened. I don't really follow the BAFTA Game Awards and don't really know a whole lot about it. I believe it's just a British Game Awards. But I wanted to report on this just because a certain game won Game of the Year, and that is Hades. And I think Hades is a very good game, deserving of Game of the Year. You know, the take it took on the, Greek mythology, and also the roguelike nature of it, which I think is really cool and really different from other roguelikes. I'm happy that this game won Game at the BAFTA Game Awards. Winners for other categories include The Last of Us Part 2 being fan-voted as EE Game of the Year. Not quite sure what that's supposed to mean, or if that's even accurate because of how divisive it is, but still, congrats. It also won Animation and Performer, as well as Sakurai getting British Game of the Year because this is a British Game Awards, Animal Crossing getting Multiplayer, Hades getting Game Design, Ghosts of Tsushima getting Audio Achievement, Carrion getting Debut Game, Sea of Thieves getting Evolving Game, Sakurai getting Family Game, Animal Crossing getting Game Beyond Entertainment, and there's a lot more than that I won't go over, but what do you guys think? Xbox Live has been around for probably just as long as Xbox, just as entire brand of consoles has been. However, Xbox Live is now no more. Well, I mean, not quite exactly, as it's just getting rebranded from Xbox Live to the Xbox Network. This shouldn't mean a whole lot, as they are simply just rebranding it, but then again, everyone knows Xbox Live, as again, it's been around for just as long as the Xbox series of consoles have been. Not much here, but I saw it as a big news thing and it was worth reporting, but some people seem to think that Xbox Live is now dead, and sort of seem to be getting the wrong idea here, because it's not dead, it's just getting rebranded to Xbox Network now. But again, still a bit weird, not entirely sure why they're doing that, and Xbox Live is just a recognizable name. I'm not entirely sure why they would change it now, if you know what I mean. But what do you guys think? Masahiro Sakurai, you all know him for his work on games like Kirby and of course, right now, Super Smash Bros. But he also was the lead designer and director of Icarus Uprising, a 3DS game that many people wanted to see and were clamoring for it, but didn't sell too well. But the people who played it seemed to love it. That being said, many people have been asking for either a remake, a port, or a sequel, but Sakurai actually responded to those requests recently in a post celebrating the 9-year anniversary of Icarus Uprising. But he says that it would be difficult. He acknowledges the requests, but again, he says it'll be difficult, and I kind of understand. I feel the mechanics it incorporated with the 3DS and its dual screens would be maybe a bit difficult for the Switch, but I mean, then again, many Switch games do work around obstacles like that. However, he didn't deconfirm it. Keep that in mind, but I feel like he could be being genuine here. He didn't say it's not going to happen, he just said it's going to be difficult though. So take that for what you will. What do you guys think though? One thing you may have noticed is that Sony has been advertising a bunch of free games on their store recently, called Play at Home. And I mean, they're on their store, games that wouldn't usually cost money, and there's no PS Plus required here. Those games are Horizon Zero Dawn, Ratchet & Clank, Subnautica, Astrobot Rescue Mission, The Witness, Abzu, Enter the Gungeon, Rez Infinite, Moss, Thumper, and Paper Beast. This is quite big, and while none of these games, aside from maybe Ratchet & Clank and Horizon Zero Dawn, are necessarily crazy must-own games that you must get now that they are free, I think it's quite cool that these games are free with no PS Plus required. What do you guys think? Balan Wonderworld, a game so bad it got a solo missions episode before it even came out. That's right, the demo was enough. Anyways, it actually did come out recently, but the controls and bland level design just wasn't enough for the game, was it? As Balan Wonderworld apparently contains a seizure-inducing boss battle. You heard me right, seizure-inducing boss battle. I'm obviously not going to show the boss fight for obvious reasons, but this shocks me for two reasons. For one, I didn't mention this before, but it's the final boss that is seizure-inducing, which means someone actually played through to the end of the game. So, yeah. The other thing, though, is that, well, it induces seizures, which is not good at all. It is worth noting, though, that the problem has supposedly been fixed already, but I think the damage has already been done, especially if someone already suffered a seizure by playing this game. Anyways, what do you guys think about this? Mario was celebrating his 35th anniversary just at the end of last year. But one thing that rubbed many people the wrong way about this, though, was that games like Super Mario 3D All-Stars and Super Mario Bros. 35 will be deleted off the face of the planet on March 31st. Well, I'm here to just remind you that at the time of recording this video, it is March 27th, but this video will be going up on March 28th, most likely. Which means if you're watching this video on the day it most likely is going up, these games get deleted in 3 days. If you have 3D All-Stars, you're good. You don't need to worry about it. If you have it physically, you have it physically. You have it digitally, you have it digitally. If you don't have it, you might want to buy it before it's too late. However, if you want to play a bit of Super Mario Bros. 35 before it gets deleted, do that now. It is free if you have Nintendo Switch Online. What do you guys think about all this? When is Pikmin 4 ever happening? Who knows, but a bizarre announcement came very recently. It has been announced that Niantic, known for a little game called, Pokemon Go, you might have heard of it, will be making a new Pikmin game. Now, Niantic makes mobile games that are in augmented reality, like Pokemon Go, that's their thing. So, this new Pikmin game will most likely be like that. Maybe called Pikmin Go? Yeah, who knows, but Niantic's new Pikmin mobile game will be coming to mobile devices later this year. Not much else is on this new title. It's just kind of crazy if you think about it, because after Pikmin 3, we get Hey Pikmin, which was a spin-off on the 3DS that I kind of forgot existed. Then we get Pikmin 3 Deluxe, so a port of Pikmin 3 on the Switch, and then a Pikmin mobile game by Niantic before we get Pikmin 4. I really wonder what the fuck is up with Pikmin 4, but what do you guys think about Niantic working on a Pikmin game? In some other news, you may have noticed how many games have gotten delayed within the past week. Quite a few have been delayed. First is God of War Ragnarok, which I was never exactly confident was gonna come out this year anyways. I was hella excited for it, but with a game as high profile as that and all we get is just a simple little title reveal, it was always doubtful we were gonna see it this year. And it has been delayed to 2022. Then we got Gotham Knights, a game I was actually quite interested in as you get to play as Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Batgirl. However, it has also been delayed to 2022 because WB saw that many people were disappointed with what they saw in the reveal. So that's kind of a good thing. Then Back 4 Blood got delayed. Back 4 Blood is a first-person shooter that is supposed to pretty much be our next Left 4 Dead game. It was gonna come out in June of this year, but got delayed to October 12th, so that's not too bad. I am probably also missing delays. I feel like I am, but what do you guys think about all these delays? Ghost of Tsushima is a game that came out last year, my personal favorite game of 2020, and was a hell of a lot of fun. Now, you may or may not have noticed, but Sony actually has an entire movie studio for making adaptations of their video games. So now, Ghost of Tsushima is getting a movie directed by the director of John Wick. That should be very interesting. Not too much is on this, but this kind of surprised me because Ghost of Tsushima is brand new. It only has one game and we're getting a movie about it. I don't know when it's gonna come out. Probably not anytime soon. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff here. What do you guys think about the Ghost of Tsushima movie being directed by the director of John Wick? Last but not least, PlayStation has the PlayStation Store on their line of consoles, whether it be the PS3, PSP, PS Vita, PS4, or PS5. However, very recently it has been reported, alright, keep that in mind, reported, not announced, that Sony will be shutting down the stores for the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita. Obviously not the PS4 and PS5 because they're still being supported. Yeah. Now, obviously, this is nothing new. When a console is not being supported and hasn't been for some time, why keep their online stores open? This happened with the Wii Shop channel and probably others I'm not thinking of. However, Sony received backlash over this report due to game preservation. And you see, the reason why the controversy here is different, it's because once these stores close, you will not be able to get any games or DLC from games off the stores, but some games are only available digitally on either the PS3, P, or Vita. Once these stores shut down, unless you already have these games or the DLC, they will not be accessible in any legal way. I'm rather neutral on this, as you can't keep these stores open forever. The PSP and the PS3 have stopped support for years ago, and the PS Vita stopped a little more recently, but still, so it makes sense to kill the stores. However, game preservation is a big issue. It is also worth noting that this, of course, hasn't been officially announced yet, but it's reported that Sony is set to announce this by the end of March. We're at the end of March, so like by the time this video goes up, they probably might have even announced it. So yeah. Anyways, guys, what do you guys think about all this? And that'll do it for this edition of the Miikcast Station. I'm DPX of the Miikcast, signing off. Have a good one.